Welcome to Celebrity Interviews. For our first guest, we are interviewing Nathaniel Hawthorne, famous writer and musician. How you doing, Hawthorne?
I'm doing dandy.
All right. Tell me a bit about your childhood.
My childhood, well, it was gloomy. My father died at the age of 4, and then I had to go live with my grandparents. Besides that, school was my life. I only like writing stories and poems in school, but that didn't really help because the jobs of my time period didn't involve writing.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me a bit about your career.
My career, you can say it went pretty well. I mean, between Scarlet Letter and my other works, I've become pretty famous. Just not as famous as that darn Poe.
Am I detecting resentment?
Not at all.
All right. So what inspired your works?
Abraham Lincoln, during the time of the Civil War, brought me to almost all the battlefields. And watching those horrific scenes, I mean, everything became gloomy and dark. I couldn't see anything straight, and that's how my works became the way they are today.
So what led to you joining A Darker Art?
A darker art?
Yes, the band you're in.
You mean a darker Poe? Because he controls everything that's in the band.
Oh. So what do you think of your fellow band members?
Can't really say much about Poe because he's known to come attack if you're a little bit negative, but he's great.
Well, he'll be on the show later today. So, one last question. Do you spell Hawthorne with a scarlet letter? Now, here we are with yet another famous musician and writer, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. How are you doing? Okay, what inspired you to join A Darker Art?
My whole life's been dark. I've written dark poems, I've done dark things. It was time for a darker art.
What do you think of your fellow band members?
They're all weak. They wouldn't be anything without me.
I think I see what you're saying. Tell me about your career.
You haven't heard about my career?
Well, I haven't.
The Raven?
Mm-hmm.
The Telltale?
Yes, those are works of yours.
They're weak.
What about your childhood?
I was abandoned as a child from my father, and my mom died of tuberculosis.
How about some hardships you faced in life?
My mom died of tuberculosis, and my dad abandoned me.
Wow, that tuberculosis sucks.
Get out of here.
Welcome back to Celebrity Interviews. Here I am with famous musician and writer, Herman Melville.
How are you doing today?
Very well, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Alright, Herman, tell me about your career.
Well, I wrote many novels throughout my life, my most famous being Moby Dick.
Who's that you got there?
This is my whale, my prized possession. It's my inspiration for writing Moby Dick.
What's his name, Moby Dick?
No, it's Bo Jiggles.
Okay, what was your inspiration for joining A Darker Art?
Well, I got tired and lonely at my wanderings at sea by myself, so I decided to join a family in a band so I could rock the world.
What do you think of your fellow band members?
Well, they're definitely very creepy, but I enjoy their company.
Tell me about your childhood.
Well, I grew up in a very wealthy family, but then my family lost everything, which caused me to have very little schooling, and I decided to go become a sailboat captain and sail at sea.
Sounds like you have some whale-sized problems.
Yes, I do.
Now here we are with Washington Irving, famous writer, famous musician. How are you doing, Irving?
I am doing what the bloody? Look at him running around like a headless horseman.
Tell me about your childhood.
Well, I was never really good with classmates, so I studied privately. After becoming of adolescence, I gained an interest in law. Later found that I was... Okay, can we get some security or something? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they'll... just keep going, just ignore them.
Anyways, then I...
Can we get someone to stop that man?
We got it.
After pursuing law, I figured that writing was my actual passion.
Alright, so, tell me a bit about your career.
Well,
What are you doing?
I started off with some unsuccessful works.
No!
Started off with some unsuccessful works, but after traveling to places like Madrid, I really learned that inspiration could be found in nature, in civilization, in anything, and that's when I wrote the sketchbook.
So that's what inspired you.
Yeah, my sketchbook was probably my most famous piece. I'm not done. And in the sketchbook, it had written. Oh, please don't make me remember it. Edgar Allan Poe, dang you!
Pity about your puppy.
Can we end this?
If you had to, would you transcend upon the way? So let me state, we were born this way, we were born this way. And if I provoke some evil from within, so now I'll state, we were born this way, we were born this way.
Something's pushing me away, something's challenging our way. We'll continue to destroy in the era of shame. So tell me how it could be.
Trying to find out what makes evil form within. Dark romantics, we were born this way, we were born this way. The distinction between support and blame, but I don't care, just let me state, we were born this way, we were born this way.
Something's pushing me away, something's challenging our way. We'll continue to destroy in the era of shame. As I wear the minster's veil, as I dream of Moby Dick, we'll continue to destroy in the era of shame. Desperate, we find those fail to bring change. No fiction, where's destruction? Wait for no one, what is the world like?
Something's pushing me away, something's challenging our way. We'll continue to destroy in the era of shame.
As I find the sad uncertain, as I found the legend of Hollow, we'll continue to destroy in the era of shame.